Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video, My Sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over two college basketball games for Sunday, February 14th, 2021. I'm going to show you both sides of each game, and it'll be up to you to determine who you think is going to win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I am picking in these games, you'll have to join my Patreon where my picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the games. We're going to be looking at the 3 seed Michigan versus the 21 seed Wisconsin. And then we're going to do part 2 of Loyola Chicago versus Drake. We did this game yesterday. So let's look. Got my daily numbers on one side, game numbers on the other side. Date numerology, Gregorian, Hebrew. Today, home team Wisconsin. In the middle, head-to-head, away team Michigan. So this game is really tough, and it's going to be the same with the Chicago and Drake game as well. Let's look at if Michigan was going to win this game. Today has 21 date numerology on the Gregorian. 21 sums to 141. And Wisconsin is the current 21 seed. And with the win, Michigan would become 14-1 for a season record like 141. Michigan's coach would get his 33rd win for his career. The number 33 sums to 141. Today does have 37 date numerology on the Gregorian as well. With a loss, Wisconsin would become 15-7 for a season record. 157 is the 37th prime number. Wisconsin coach, he would get his 64th loss for the season. 64 sums to 157. So I think that would be the pattern for Michigan to win the game. For them to lose, though, it does have 37 date numerology. 37 does sum to 132, and with the loss, Michigan would become 13-2 for a season record. Michigan will also become 8-2 for a conference record with the loss, and 82 sums to 132. Michigan coach would sit on 32 wins for his career. Today with 57 date numerology, 57 sums to 131, the 32nd prime number. And it is the 14th day of February. He can just go ahead and get his 14th loss while he sits on 32. Wisconsin, they lost the first game. They could just go ahead and even the score 1-1 head-to-head against Michigan with the win for the season. This is the 127th head-to-head matchup between these two. 127 is the 31st prime number. The number 31 is the 11th prime. Wisconsin could become 1-1 head-to-head against Michigan for the season. What else here? In regards with it being 21 date numerology on the Gregorian, Wisconsin being the current 21 seed, the number 73 is the 21st prime number. And if you write that out, 73 sums to 166. And Wisconsin can become 16-6 for a season record with a win. So that's actually pretty interesting. So, obviously we have a narrative for both sides, a win and a loss. A narrative for both sides, a win and a loss. There's plenty of numbers here for either side, so it's not a tough matchup. Or, excuse me, it is a tough matchup. Very tough matchup. I wish you guys the best of luck on it. add more information on top of this if you need it. Look at the coaches' birthdays to and from, or any key players or anything like that. And let's go on to the next game. We're going to go do Loyola Chicago and Drake Part 2. Yesterday I talked about if Loyola was going to win, they would come in 13-1 for a conference record like 131. Today has 57 date numerology, 57 sums to 131. And if Drake were to lose, they would come in 102 for a conference record because today has 21 date numerology as well, 21 sums to 102. So that was their conference record, 131 and 102 was on today's date numerology. And that's what I talked about in the last video, that's what could happen. I ended up picking Loyola Chicago to win, so they got it done yesterday pretty good. And I was actually anticipating, with it being the 31st game head-to-head between these two teams, Loyola went ahead and got their 11th win in a row for the season. 31 is the 11th prime number. In today's game, they can sit on 11, and Drake can even the score 1-1 head-to-head against Chicago, like an 11, as Drake gets their 11th conference win for this season. And that's kind of what I was hinting at yesterday as well in the video that could happen. I went ahead and went with that idea yesterday and picked Loyola. And I don't know if I'm going to go with it, though. I don't know if I'm going to stick with the 11 and pick Drake to even the score. The reason why I say that is, today does have 21 date numerology. 21 does sum to 141, and Loyola could just become 14-1 for a conference record. And I know there is 37 date numerology, 37 sums to 132, and they could become 130 or 13-2 for a conference record. But 37 is the 12th prime number, and they can just go ahead and get their 12th win in a row as they sit on 12 head-to-head losses against Drake. That's a possibility. Drake, their coach, would get his 27th loss for his career as Drake becomes 10-3 for a conference record with the loss, 103, the 27th prime number. And then Loyola Chicago coach would sit on 131 regular season losses, or losses as a coach for Loyola, excuse me. Today, 57 date numerology, 57 sums to 139. But 21 date numerology, 21 sums to 141 and 42. Loyola would be 14-1 for conference, and their coach would get his 181st win as a coach for Loyola, the 42nd prime number, 141, 42. 81, the 42nd prime, 14-1. So I'm almost compelled to take Loyola again for 2 days in a row. The 11's tough, though. I see this 11 play out a lot. More often than not, whether it's college or in the NBA, it seems like the teams tend to split this series. And with this 31 here, 31 the 11th prime, it's really tough to just go against it. It is also the second day of the 6th month on the Hebrew Civil, like 26. And Drake coach could just sit on 26 losses with the win, and he would get his 64th win. 64 sums to 157, the 37th prime. And today with 37 date numerology, 37 does sum to 132. Loyola Chicago would become 13-2. They would sit on 13 conference wins, and Drake would get their 13th head-to-head win against Loyola. This being Drake's 13th conference game. So, tough matchup. I mean, you can split it either way, just like the Wisconsin-Michigan game. You can split it either way. But best of luck to you guys. Hopefully I showed you guys enough information here for you to make a decision. And if not, there's plenty here for you to build upon. If you add more information, you can always look at the coach's birthday, to and from. You can pull Gematria of the team names and just see if there's anything. You can look at certain key players on the teams, certain starters, see if there's some numbers with the number they wear or their Gematria name or the distance to and from their birthday if you can find it. Sometimes it's really hard to find birthdays for college basketball players. But thanks for watching. I wish you guys the best of luck. Thanks, guys.